I don't know if I've ever told you this. I may have. I'm sure I have. Shit, but I might as well tell everybody that's listening. It kind of hit home, and I knew I was in the right spot, doing what I'm doing now. My very, very first year at my first agency, dude, I wouldn't cut loose from FTO 3 weeks. Coming into the PD, and there was like an old grocery store that was right in front of the PD. And how we get to the back parking lot, you go kind of through that old grocery store, and I noticed this car sitting kind of off in this corner, and I'm like, that's weird. I hadn't seen that car there. And so I look at it, and there's somebody in it. So I kind of like loop back around just out of pure cop curiosity. And yeah, being nosy. And I noticed there's a woman in there, and she doesn't notice me, and she's bawling. Like bawling. And I'm like, oh man. Well, I should make sure she's okay. You know, I'm trying to go home, but I should make sure she's okay. So I click on my audio and video recording system. I knock on the window. She like is all startled. She jumps. I'm like, hey, like, I'm just checking to make sure you're okay. Like perfectly normal to sit in a parking lot and cry your eyes out, but I'm just checking to make sure you're okay. And she looks at me and she's like, you know how many people have driven by me today? And I'm like, have you been here all day? And she's like, yeah. I said, well, I'm one of them. I'm sorry. And she said, no, I'm having a rough go. I just got out of the Marine Corps.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, I just got out of the Marine Corps. And, you know, me and my mom are having issues. I'm living with her. We're having issues. I don't know what I'm going to do. This transition is for the birds. She said much worse words, but she's foul mouthed. She's from New York.
No.
So Yankee accent and all. So I'm talking, we probably talked for 45 minutes. And she didn't want to go back to her mom's house. She didn't have any money. She was in a bad spot. And I think me getting out of the military and her just getting out of the military, it kind of tugged at my heartstrings a little bit. So some people on the shift, I called them, said, hey, this is what I got. She don't have anywhere to go. Her daughter. I forgot to mention her daughter was in the back seat. Young little girl. And so everybody kind of got together. We threw it. It was like payday. So we all threw in like $20.
Yeah.
And got our hotel room. I know it's not taboo, but it's kind of like one of those unwritten rules. You never give anybody your number.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want your phone blown. Well, 3 weeks out of FTO, I gave this woman my number. I said, hey, listen, I said, I've been where you're at. I didn't know what I was going to do either. If you need anything, give me a call. So probably, dude, I want to say like 3 years down the road, I'm sitting on my couch with my wife and we're probably watching Shameless or something. And I get this text message from this New York number. And I'm like, what the hell? And I read it. And it's this, I'm telling you, it's like a 5-page text message.
Good God.
And this woman basically said, hey, listen, like, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm the girl in the parking lot that you stopped by to check on. I'd been there all day. You were the only one that stopped to check on me, and you and me talked for 45 minutes when my daughter was asleep in the back seat. I just wanted to say thank you. I was on the verge of committing suicide. Like, I was on that verge, and you helped me that day, and I was able, it took a long road, but I've got my own apartment now. My kids are in school. Everything's going much better. And obviously it was longer than that. I don't have the text messages in front of me, but that right there, I was like, well, that's why I do this shit.
Yep.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And that was kind of that sign that you say, you know, that I knew I'm where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
So I hope anybody listening that's like, dang, like I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I hope that eventually they find that, that purpose and they're satisfied with where they're at. Because it is a good feeling to wake up and say, I'm good with where I'm at in my life right now.